Hey guys, what's going on? It's Steph here. Hope you've been well. I know I have. So, little synopsis for this week's episode. I went back to the GW Button site where I also pulled some 1600s coinage and some Civil War relics. So, obviously, awesome site. Had to revisit once again. These are two short hunts that are spliced together to make a full video, and I found some really interesting relics and coins. So stay with me, you don't want to miss it. And if you end up enjoying this video and you haven't already done so, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Let's hop in. Alright guys, it's going to be pretty noisy today. I'm out at a big permission I've been to a few times before. Got the Simplex with me, and I got a 40s to 50s signal screaming 6 inches down. Turned out to be this. Very little interesting piece of brass that's been flattened, and it was hollow. It kind of reminds me of a part of a sword hanger, but I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. We'll see, but that's a cool little piece of brass, ring up really well. We'll let you know what's next. Look what I have an excuse to pull out again. Woohoo! It's a bayonet. So I think that object I just pulled is another bayonet scabbard throat. This is a French example, so it doesn't look exactly the same, but it would go approximately here. Pretty much just wanted another excuse to take this out. All right, back to the video. All right, next target here. I got a screaming 67 to 68 signal between 6 and 8 inches down there. And it looks like I have, I believe it's a lead bale seal. Can't really see anything on it. But it's a flat piece of lead. So that's what I think it is. I'll try and clean this up more at home, see if it has a little stamp on it. But yeah, very cool. Alright, next target here. It wasn't very deep, maybe like 4 to 6 inches, somewhere in there. And I thought this was a piece of junk when it came out of the hole. It looked like a mason jar lid to me, but it's actually some kind of compact. And it feels pretty heavy, so I think I should open that. Famous last words, I'll probably break it, but it's heavy. You know, it's probably just full of dirt. I don't know if I should open that right now. If I open it later and find out that it's something cool, I'll let you know, but for now we'll leave that alone. Alright, this was kind of funny. So I was working in a field over there before it stopped really being productive, so I came down to an area I've swung in the past, and I got a 70s signal 8 inches down, and I kept filling in the plug, swinging back over it, filling in the plug, etc. And obviously, as you can see, it is a gorgeous little flat button. I don't think there's going to be anything on the back, so that should be colonial. Oh no, there is a back mark. So that would kind of date to the age of the house. This house was built in 1830, I believe. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, hopefully we find some more out here today. Well, I can't say this one's terribly exciting, but it's a relic. Per usual, I'm a magnet for horse tack buckles. If I'm honest, I kind of really get tired of finding them because I find them, as you know, on almost every hunt. But hey, I was right next to this big rock right here. It's always a good place to check these low-lying rocks that are almost buried. People trip over them, and evidently horses do too. So I found one of those. Alright guys, it's another windy day, so bear with me. But I just wanted to show you my first decent target of the day. About 8 inches down. And it appears to be some kind of little clip, I guess. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Nondescript. I'm going to go with suspenders again, like I always do. I tried to blow the dirt out of it. That didn't work very well. But hey. Alright, good sign. I've already hammered this part of the yard, so on to the next. Once I got home and cleaned this off a little bit, I realized it might be special. Now this is still subject for debate, but to me, it definitely looks like a kepi hat buckle. Now, these kepi hats were very standard hats that you see in a lot of the reenactors and in any documentaries or photos from the Civil War. Most of the time, these were thinner stamped brass buckles, but in this case, it appears to be a thicker cast one. Now, again, this might not be a kepi buckle. There was some debate online when I was asking for an identification. Something fun to think about, and that's certainly what it could be. All right, so I got a really loud 60s signal on the Simplex. It was about 6 inches down there. I just pulled it out, and it's a piece of flat lead. Now, this could be a number of things. Some people would press coins into flat pieces of lead to make poker chips, or could just be like a homemade bale seal, a bag seal, if you will. So I'll brush that off. If there's anything of note on there, I'll come back. But if not, we'll just keep moving. Okay, so in reviewing this footage of these two short hunts and looking at the video from a few weeks ago, I'm starting to put a few things together. These flat lead discs may actually be poker chips that were crafted from Civil War bullets. I'm going to throw some examples on the screen for you right now. As you can see, a lot of them are rather crude, just like the two that I found. So it's a distinct possibility that these were in fact used as poker chips, which would be really super cool. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it's certainly fun to think about. All right, back to it. All right, well, this plug took quite some time because there were so many nails in the hole. It was ringing up in the 60s, but then once I got down to it, it was in the 70s. I brushed this off already because I wanted to make sure it wasn't junk before I filmed it. It says postage guaranteed under deposit. Any mailbox, disabled American veteran, Cincinnati, Ohio. I have seen these before and I can't place them, and I can't remember exactly the story behind these. So I will get back to you on that because it's probably a pretty interesting piece. All right, we're going to see if this is something interesting together. It was only about 4 inches down. I think it was bouncing between 54, 55. There's this thing. I have no idea. It's definitely brass. At least I'm pretty sure it is. With some stuff going on the back. Let me brush this off. I'm going to come right back. Okay, so I brushed it off. It's got these few pins here, and then it almost looks like a hole right there. If I flip it over, it's just full of iron and some brass guts. It almost kind of looks like a lock plate to me, with some of the mechanics still in there, because it almost looks like a teeny tiny keyhole. I really don't know. If you have any thoughts, leave a comment below. Okay, I got a 69 to 70 signal about 8 inches down as I was going to refill the plug, which I will make a much concerted effort to fix that up. I'm in a really mossy part of the yard right now. They don't even mow this a lot, so I don't think they'll care, but it doesn't matter. Fill your holes properly. Anyway, it looks like we have a little green coin here, and I believe it's an Indian. Sure as anything. Heck yeah. That's going to be nice and green. Yeah, let's get up. Let's get in the sun. Ooh, I'm in the shade right now. So there's the reverse. Should clean up all right. 1883 maybe? 85? 75? I don't know. Can't really tell right now. You know, this has some interesting coloring. This is like the regular, brass, bronze, I forget what these are made out of right now, color, and then the rest has the green patina on it. This is pretty cool. I think that's an 1875 or 73. Can't be a 77. No way. No way. It can't do that for me, but that's okay. Love Indians. All right, I'll let you know what's next. Okay, well, I'm right up against the house. I got an 80s signal that was coming up 8 inches down, but it was really much closer to 10 or even deeper. It's not terribly exciting, but it's a nice big piece of brass. And that, I believe, is part of an oil lamp. That'd be mid to late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. Just thought I'd show you. No, it's not terribly exciting, but hey, there you go. Okay, so I'm in the front yard right next to this massive tree. I've only gone through here a couple of quick times and with inappropriate coil sizes, so I do have something green here. And, whoo, it's faint, but it's an Indian. Back is pretty nice. I'm gonna guess that was laying face up. Can't make out a date yet, but if one comes through, I'll let you know. Awesome. Sorry for the road noise. I'm literally 15 feet from the road, though. And since everyone's crawling out of their skin because of the virus, everybody's taking a joyride today. Alright, so that's all the time we have for hunting today. I'm going to hop into the wrap-up. I know some people check out at the wrap-up, but there's a lot of stuff that I didn't film, and I could really use your help on identifying some pieces. Let's hop in. Alright, moving on into the wrap-up now. Let's go over what we found. This was towards the end of the video, I believe. Not terribly exciting, but it is part of an oil lamp, so I always film those. For whatever reason, I do find them interesting. Little horse tack buckle. This, which I do believe is some kind of lock mechanism. Maybe it goes like this. I'm still not really sure. But all the crud in the back has me led to believe that that's what it is. Beautiful little flower button. This is probably like early and mid 1800s. I know it's not showing up very well right now. Unfortunately, when I brushed it off, a lot of the detail went away. But that is pretty cool. Nice little back mark there. These two pieces of smashed lead, which I'm beginning to think might be poker chips, or possibly homemade bale seals like I was talking about in the videos, or in the video, excuse me. I'm not really sure which, but the stars of the show today gotta be the Indians. This 1865 is super cool. So it was actually rust and not the original copper color of the Indian that was showing through. Very nice. That cleaned up really, really well. Happy with that. And our 1887, equally beautiful. Nice inky black. Love that one. Let's see. And our little disabled American veterans key fob. Nice piece. And our junker kind of makeup compact. That's not very old. And you can see it's starting to open up. It just had blush inside of it. So not terribly exciting. And this is all the stuff that I don't film. So I thought I would show you this just to give you an idea. I'm digging a lot more targets than I show in the video. And I should probably stop doing that for, you know, the sake of interest. So I actually dug a Wheatie that day, 1947, in decent shape. Just for whatever reason, I'm kind of against filming Wheaties because, you know, in New England, these are a dime a dozen. So sorry to my friends out west who do find these exciting. I totally understand. I just try to stick to the older stuff or things I find a little bit more interesting. I actually found this that day as well. It's a 1939 pre-war Jefferson nickel. So that is my oldest Jefferson nickel, and it's in great shape. This I do wish I had filmed that day, but as it stands, I didn't, so we'll have to live with it. Bunch of pieces, of little, you know, brass pieces. I don't really know what this is, some kind of hinge. More suspender stuff. This is all really thick, like copper or brass sheeting. I'm not really sure exactly what it was used for. I thought that this was like a repurposed copper when I was filming, but tossed that footage. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I'll stop doing that. Another interesting piece of lead. Kind of looks like a whale or something. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Again, more of that sheep brass or copper. Do not know what it is. It's another suspender clasp. I really do find it amazing these people could keep their pants up, honestly. And I'm curious as to what this is. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be great. There's a slight curvature to it. Clearly something was attached on the back. And I don't know what it is. And I believe I found a couple of these. So if you have any ideas, can you let me know? Given the kind of activity that this site has seen, I'd be really curious. So let me know what you think. And I just saw a hornet, so I am going to end this wrap up right now. And quickly, before that guy gets to me, oh boy, we have to spray. I just wanted to note that I can't find my kepi buckle, or that possible kepi buckle, anywhere. I'm sure I'll find it eventually, but that's why you don't see it in the wrap up. And sometimes I also forget to film the most obvious in the wrap up. This was that more than likely scabbard throat. Second one I found on the property. Okay, now I'm really going to call it a day with this wrap up. So I certainly hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next week.